Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a new Fractal tone tutorial for you, and this is how to dial in a really nice round, glassy kind of John Mayer type of tone. Gonna try to keep it nice and short, but something that I've been wanting to try to do a better job of is just to share little tips and tricks as they come to me. I've been trying to kind of create these more elaborate type of videos where it's like we have this very specific John Mayer tone that we're trying to go for, but sometimes I'm trying to dial in a tone and I stumble across something that sounds cool, and I want to try to make quicker, shorter videos that share those things. I think they're helpful for people. I know like John Cordy does that quite a bit for a lot of his fractal and helix type of stuff, and it's really cool because our ears are always changing, our style is always changing, so I want to make sure to share that with all of you today. So today going to be using my trusty Michael SX Custom. These are the Lawler Blondes, going to stay on the neck and the neck middle position for that kind of John Mayer type of tone. And through this tutorial I take you through everything on how to dial it in, but if you're one of those people who just might want the preset right away and don't want to go through the tutorial, then hit me up in the email in the description box below on how to purchase the preset. But like I said, the tutorial takes you through everything. So let's go ahead and dive into FM9 Edit right now. All right, so we got it pulled up right here. This is kind of my full John Mayer type of preset, but we're only going to go for the cleans right now. Now I made a couple changes that I wanted to share with you that I felt kind of balanced things out. I felt like maybe my cleans were a little bit too low registering in terms of preset level, so I tried to level it out a little bit but still give that bump when I start adding different gain stages. So here it is, the signal chain. We're not even going to talk about like the tremolo block, the filter, all that stuff. Maybe I'll play a little bit with the drives just to kind of show you how I've gain staged, but mainly focusing on the cleans today. All right, so amp number one, I've really been digging this combo. I think this was my last video, the ODS clean and my kind of steel string singer type of workaround based on Austin Buddy's workaround, but with some minor tweaks. So going to the ideal tab, this is what it looks like. I like the fat switch on there. It just adds a nice mid-range character, especially with these pickups. These are like 5.7K. So really low output, so I need something to kind of push it a little bit. So maybe the fat switch works for you, maybe it doesn't. Just keep in mind that I have these balanced left and right, but it's kind of like a more of a dual mono type of setup in a way. Going to the preamp, don't forget to, oh, sorry, everything's pretty much stock here. I forgot which amp channel we're on. Nothing here. Let's see, sometimes I change a little bit in here. No, didn't add anything in the cathode follower. Dynamics tab, I really like the new input dynamics, especially for cleans. If you bump it up to like 1 or 2, it just gives it more range, and I really like that. No gain enhancer here, but that's basically it for the ODS 100 clean. And then going over to my steel string singer workaround, pretty much the same settings that I always use. I do engage the bright switch. I've been trying not to use the bright switch too much. As you can see on the ODS 100, I disengaged it just because I feel like it just gets too spiky. But here's the settings, pan hard right. And the preamp, don't forget to set to Skyline and mid tone stack right here. But definitely make sure, double check. It's been a while since I created this preset, so make sure to double check all those settings. Power amp, I don't think I changed anything here really. I did change it to the 6L6 power tubes, and then I like the cathode follower stuff, so here are my settings for the cathode follower. Don't think I added anything here. I made sure to change the impedance curve to the 4x12 rumble. I did add a little extra speaker thump, and I believe I changed the speaker drive and the speaker compression. Nothing here. Output EQ settings are important. It's got a little bit of a mid scoop right here. Actually, no. It kind of looks like it, but you're actually giving it a little bit of a bump. You see it's at 1.02 and 1.29, but just in terms of a full curve, it's just got a little bit of a happy face to it. And then in dynamics, added input dynamics and just a little bit of gain enhancer to just make it big. Now here's where there's a lot of changes. I used to use a room mic IR. I loved how it would kind of bring things together as like a glue, but then I got away from it and just started using regular dry IRs. But here is kind of one of my go-tos. It's a 4x12 rumble set to ultra res, number 924, and I panned it 50% to the left. Now, it sounds good to me. You might want to keep it straight up the middle. Now, in a perfect world, maybe if I got rid of more of these blocks, what I would probably do is have a second cab block, and I would have two room mic IRs and pan those hard right, hard left, and then have the other cab block with just two dry IRs straight down the middle, and then blend in the room mic IRs. But I did set these at 1.20, and then I backed off the level on the room IR, and it just lost a little something. So I'm gonna leave it as is, and you decide for yourself if you like it or not. Preamp, I've been really liking the vintage preamp style, set to high quality, just a little bit of drive and saturation, and I did a little bit of a high cut, not too much, but do that to taste. Some people like a little bit more. I use some room as well, a lot of room, just because I like that ambience. It gives it a little bit different feel to it. Now this is really important because, especially if you're using headphones like me, you pull these two up, you'll probably hear it in studio monitors too, but one side's gonna be quieter than the other. So I got this trick from Leon Todd, and it kind of sweetens the high end, but basically in this align tab, you want to kind of drag these lines until you get the most low end content. So I found that right about here at 9.4 millimeters distance was kind of the sweet spot for that room IR. But then my usual settings, but I backed off the time here on the reverb, and that's it. But let's go ahead and play a little bit, just so I'm not boring you with all the talking. So it's got that ambience to it, but I feel like there's a lot of that string kind of roundness, especially on the lower strings, and I love that. But then you can do stuff like gravity or slow dancing if you back off the tone just a little bit, so like maybe around here. And then in the intro clip, I did add a pitch block just for that kind of half step down, because I typically don't like to down tune, especially my Strat style guitars with a trem, just because it just messes with the tension too much. But I do that on my Telly. But here it is, just maybe a little bold as love. But there it is. That is kind of my ideal clean tone. One thing I did forget, and I mentioned at the beginning of the video, is sorry to kind of backtrack, but kind of keeping everything level. Now, as you can see right here in scene 1, there's over a 2 dB bump. But let's go ahead. You can see the leveling feature right here. Just play a couple. So I don't know, for me, I like to kind of push it a little bit more. So it's like right around 2 to 3 dB right here peaking. But then when you go to like, here's my Klon one. So I think maybe for some people, it's probably a little bit too rumbly, especially like in my cans right here. I do hear just like a little bit of driver breakup, but then when I record it, it's not clipping or anything, so I feel like it's okay. So you might want to change it a little bit, but I felt like bringing up the level on the scene for the clean scene really helped me to kind of get what John's got. It's a big clean sound, and then he just starts layering on top, and overall his gain stages have been a little bit cleaner or clearer for the most part, especially in the last tour and solo tour. So trying to get a perfect balance. But hope you liked this video. This was kind of my ideal like round, fat, glassy type of clean John Mayer tone. So hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Bye.